Revenge against a narcissist is rarely successful or a healthy course of action. However, being human, it's very natural to wonder how you can make a narcissistic person pay for all the pain they've caused you and for their actions. If you've been in a relationship with a narcissistic person or have fallen in love with one, you've likely asked yourself what makes them bear the consequences of all the pain they've inflicted on you and what else they've done to you. Most people will tell you that the best way to overcome a narcissist and defeat them is to completely distance yourself from them and never look back. They are not wrong in saying this, but deep inside you, there's a strong urge to make them suffer, even if it's just a little bit. While everyone is different, narcissists have certain vulnerabilities, and in this episode, I will explain how to identify these weaknesses. If you truly want to get back at the narcissist who has turned your life into a nightmare, you first need to understand that this person has caused you immense pain and has shattered all your dreams and hopes for the future. Despite the fact that my approach in this discussion is in the form of advice for easier information transfer, it is essential to know that everything we talk about regarding narcissism is not specific to any gender, whether it's women or men. The narcissistic personality we discuss can be either male or female. Thank you very much for your support. If you found this content helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for helping to share this message with those who can benefit from it. First of all, you need to completely stop seeing them as a perfect person and see them for who they truly are. You must accept that their personality is narcissistic, and they will remain that way throughout their life. If you genuinely want to get back at the narcissist, as I mentioned before, you need to get inside their mind and think about the weaknesses in their personality. Understand what makes them feel superior and important, as well as what annoys them and causes frustration. You can use all of this against them for your benefit. Even though it's very difficult, you need to find a way to shut down and eliminate all the feelings you have for them. Act rationally and ignore your heart completely. If you truly want to hurt them, don't think about your conscience or your guilt. Be sure that what you are doing is the right thing for you. Also, don't expect them to change, either for you or for anyone else. You can find a sense of satisfaction in yourself, and that should be your goal for now. Another thing you can do is to talk about their flaws. Although many people believe that a narcissist is the one in control of the relationship, the reality is quite the opposite. Narcissists have a very fragile and weak ego, and their self-confidence is incredibly low. They give off an impression of self-love and perfection, but the truth is entirely different. In all their relationships, especially romantic ones, narcissists have one goal: to make sure that everyone around them agrees with and admires them. When a narcissist first met you, they knew that you could be a perfect victim for their manipulative tactics because they saw that you were impressed by them. They knew that they could gain your admiration, and that's what they've been looking for all their lives. If you want to truly hurt them, you need to change the way you interact with them. Instead of constantly praising and thanking them for their actions, focus on their flaws. However, to do this effectively, you need to change your idealized view of them and see who they really are. Then you'll understand how manipulative and deviant they truly are. You don't need to directly insult them, but rather, interact with them in a way that makes them doubt themselves, like questioning their appearance or their way of thinking. This is one of the toughest punishments for a narcissist because it increases their sense of insecurity and makes them doubt the tactics they use with you. They start doubting every move they make because they have an insatiable need to appear perfect, especially in the eyes of their victim, which is you. When they reach this stage, they will do everything in their power to regain your admiration because that's their nourishment from you. The next step is to try to manipulate them using their own tactics. If you've ever wondered how to hurt a narcissist, you've probably thought about trying to manipulate them in the same way they manipulate you. This means you need to start treating them the way they treat you. Of course, this doesn't mean you should openly tell them that you intend to treat them the way they treat you or threaten to change your behavior towards them because that would alert them. Instead, you simply start ignoring them completely and gradually adjust your behavior to what they deserve step by step. First, completely stop giving them any priority, just like they did when they treated you with contempt and indifference. Treat them with complete indifference. When they reach out to you, don't respond promptly, and don't hesitate to use the same punitive silence they used on you. Always let them think you're too busy or have more important things to do. Try to do this without overdoing it, so you don't completely lose their interest. The goal is to make them question your affection and love, just as they did to you. Maintain a balance by giving them doses of attention that make them feel they need you, but be cautious. You're dealing with a master manipulator here. Never expect them to realize their mistakes or change after you've treated them this way, or you'll be in for a big disappointment. Always remember that a narcissist always believes they are right, and there's no reason for them to change the way they deal with anyone. Lastly, criticize them in front of others. We mentioned earlier that it's nearly impossible to teach a narcissist to change or to show them what empathy is. However, what you can do effectively is embarrass and humiliate them. We've previously mentioned that the sole goal of any narcissist is to receive attention from others to boost their self-esteem. That's why they've never cared about improving their personal qualities, which is indeed the only surefire way to gain the admiration of others. Keep in mind that once a narcissist is certain that you've fallen in love with them, they won't care about their appearance in your eyes or your perception of them, because all that matters to a narcissist is how they are perceived by others or those around them in general. Remember that you were once one of these people, and they were making every effort to impress you. The narcissist has lived their entire life in the same manner, in a never-ending attempt to impress those around them and conceal their true personality with all their might. When they behave this way, it's because they are deceiving themselves and adamantly refusing to accept their own reality. This is the reason why most narcissists receive extremely high esteem and significant attention from their families or in their workplaces. This is also why narcissists find it incredibly difficult to believe their victims and always try to make them feel like they are exaggerating their feelings or emotions. If you genuinely want to humble a narcissist, embarrass them and undermine them in front of others. It doesn't have to be done directly. You can achieve your goal through manipulative tactics without directly confronting them. You know all their weaknesses and flaws, so instead of praising them in front of others, focus on their flaws. However, be careful not to make your true intentions obvious to them. When you want to diminish a narcissist's importance in front of others, act as if you know more than they do or understand better than they do, just as they used to treat you. Keep in mind that they won't be affected by this treatment if you don't do it publicly. What you're going to do will make the narcissist feel even more insecure, and it will make them question every step, decision, and their own self-worth significantly. It will drive them to a sense of megalomania. When the narcissist tries to accuse you of your actions towards them, convince them that they are imagining things and that what you're doing is in their best interest, and that they have misunderstood. The next step is to make them doubt your love for them. A narcissist needs to be sure of your love because from the very beginning, their sole goal was to make you love them passionately. Remember how they pretended to be a perfect person at the start and how they treated you like royalty, always prioritizing your needs above everything else. Remember how happy you were because you finally met the love of your life, someone who could make you happy regardless of anything else. I know you've already realized that all of this was a narcissist's facade, and they acted this way until they got what they wanted. Keep in mind that a narcissist is entirely different from anyone else. When I say they treat you with love until they get what they want, I'm not only referring to gender, even though gender is important to them. But that's not their ultimate goal. They need to feel that they possess you completely, meaning they want to be sure they are in your heart, soul, and mind. If you truly want to humble the narcissist, deprive them of that feeling. At the beginning of the relationship, a narcissist won't have any trouble expressing their love for you very clearly because when they do that, they want you to be amazed and impressed. They want to leave their mark on your life, and this is something they won't let go of. So, instead, make them start questioning your emotions and intentions towards them. The next step is to love yourself and nothing else. Some people might take this word lightly or underestimate it, but let me tell you that the best revenge against a narcissistic person is to love and respect yourself. Most narcissists feel insecure, have emotional issues, and lack self-respect. Unfortunately, narcissists are often unaware of their problems, and they don't want to admit to themselves or others that they need therapy or help. That's why they try to work on their issues through manipulating and exploiting their victims, and you're one of them. Instead of working on their problems and trying to address them, they bring their victims down to their level and destroy their self-confidence. This is the only way they can feel valuable, worthy, and superior. They know deep inside that they are insecure, and they try to hide it by diminishing you. They want to make you doubt your own worth because this is the only way they can feel better about themselves and improve their self-worth. Once they achieve this, they believe they have succeeded in their mission. So, if you really want to humble a narcissist, prove to them that they have failed to make you sad. Show them that you are content with yourself, that you understand your self-worth even though they do not. Show them that you respect yourself, even though they have never done that. Show them that you genuinely love yourself, and that your priority is yourself, even though they have never acted this way. Believe me, this is the best revenge you can have on a narcissist.